So if your business currently is not on Pinterest, I'm going to tell you why you need to get on there. Pinterest has an Alexa rank of 16 in the United States, so it's the 16th most visited website in the United States of America, and that's pretty substantial considering the amount of websites that are online. If you looked at the Alexa rank globally, it's right around 26, so that's the 26th most visited website around the world for those of you that ship internationally. In 2013, Pinterest put out a report that showed 70 million active users, and I can almost guarantee now in 2014 that number has increased. And this is the part that I love about Pinterest. The people are coming to it for inspiration to buy products. Whereas on Facebook, they're going to that to connect with family and friends and have conversations. They're going to Pinterest to buy, and because of that, Pinterest drives more traffic than Facebook and Twitter combined to e-commerce sites like eBay or Amazon or even your own personal site. Not only is the conversion rate higher per user, they're also spending more money. Some studies show that they spend up to 2 times as much as Facebook and Twitter. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is register your Pinterest account. If you have a personal Pinterest account that you'd like to convert into a business account, you have the option down here by clicking on Convert Now. Make sure that that personal account is relevant to your business, and there's a lot of relevant boards on that personal account. If not, I would encourage you to start a new account by clicking the red button that says Join as a Business. Now under the business type, right now I'm going to pose as an eBay seller that sells used clothing. So I'm going to do online marketplace. It gives you examples as Etsy and Amazon. Contact name. So let's do my closet since we're closed. We'll just, my closet's probably already taken, simply my closet. So in the About Us section, it would be similar to what you have for your store. You could even copy and paste that if you'd like. And this can all be changed later. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to put, we have a passion for fashion. Boom. So under the website, if you have a personal blog or website, and if you're selling off of eBay, that's awesome. I think that's the direction everyone should go. This is where you would put that. You'll have the option to verify your website so that you can have something that's called rich pins, and we'll go over that a little bit later. If you don't have your own website, you would just put your eBay store URL right there. So it would be like or actually it's stores.ebay.com / whatever your store name is. You're not going to be able to verify that. If you are on WordPress and you have your own webpage, I'm going to put a link below to a free plugin that will help you in verifying it, because I know that editing the HTML can be kind of tricky, and that plugin will speed up the process. We're going to agree to the business terms and create our account. Now, when I first create this account, there's a lot of tedious, monotonous things that I need to do, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and knock out that long, drawn-out process, and then I'll explain what I did after we're done. That way I'm only showing you, 5 or 6 pins as opposed to you sitting there watching me do several hundred, and you'll have a better understanding in the next second. Because of the miracle of time, I'm gonna pick up really quickly here. Hold on 1 second for me. Okay, I'm a few steps ahead now, and we'll make this process a little bit faster for you. So after you've registered your account, the first thing you want to do is upload your company logo, and that's going to be right here. If you don't have a company logo, it's not a big deal. We can get you started right away. You can use a personal picture if you'd like to do that, or you would look for royalty copy-free images. I go to pixabay.com, that's Pixabay.com, and search for images here. You can also head over to Google and do an image search here. So I would do fashion, and then head over to images, go to more, search tools, usage rights, and we want label for we are commercial, so label for reuse with modification. And this will give you some images to look through that you could potentially use. And what you want are images in the public domain, and you want images that you can edit. So if you do go to pixabay.com for your images, or any other royalty-free image site, head over to their help file, look at the FAQ, and get a better understanding of what you can and can't do with the images. A good free image editing software it's actually a website, is Pixlr.com. It's Pixlr.com, and here you could open that image and you can add text and do all kinds of things with it to make it more appealing to your followers on Pinterest and to make you look a little bit more professional. This website costs absolutely nothing. So if you don't have a company logo, I wouldn't don't freak out. It's not that big of a deal. And another option that you have, if you're not good with picture editing and you want an actual company logo, is head over to Fiverr.com. I'm not affiliated with this site, but I can tell you that it's very, very cheap to have logos done. It's going to cost you $5, and that way you can kind of have that done for you inexpensively, and you would just do a quick search for logos. We'll give you a little peek at Fiverr. Just type in logos under search and you'll find, not Lego, logo. We would go under logo design and just kind of go through here and you'll see all the people that will do that for $5, and they do a pretty decent job for $5. Obviously the free way would be to get a copyright free image, head over to Pixlr and add text. You want to make sure that this image is 165 by 165 so it fits in the square. This is also an opportunity for you to edit some things if you wanted to change your, the About Us section or the actual Pinterest URL, and you would verify your website here. Again, if you look underneath the video, you're going to see a free plugin for WordPress that will help you verify your website, and this is something that you definitely want to do because you'll get the little tick next to your profile, next to your Pinterest images that says verified, and you also get rich images, which is basically a bold headline, and it gives you a little bit more information underneath, and it sort of makes you look more legit. Alright, so that's editing your profile. Now what we're going to do is seed the account, and I'll explain what that is. And so by seeding your account, what I mean is we're going to create boards that's going to appeal to your potential buyer. Now these boards that you're going to create to start are not going to be linked directly to your eBay items. And if you only, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking the only reason I'm on Pinterest is because I want to get traffic. But here's the deal. You need to get followers. This is a numbers game. And to attract those followers, we're going to put some interesting things on Pinterest so that we're appealing to them and we're more followable. And when we are pinning on Pinterest, I'd say about 80% of the content that you're putting on Pinterest is not linking directly back to your eBay items for that reason. When a salesperson comes to somebody's door, they don't knock on the door and say, hey, buy this. They try to establish some type of rapport with the person, and they talk and they have a conversation and they become friends, and they say, hey, if you're interested, I have this. And that's basically what we're doing. We're just appealing to our target audience. And for clothing, I pick things that I thought would appeal to people that would purchase my clothes on eBay, potentially. And there's a few things I think you should know. One, infographics are very shareable content, and it's more people look for that than anything else. Quotes are another really, really, really big category on Pinterest, so I would definitely do a quote board. And but do-it-yourself boards are another one that people actively search for, and this is going to help you get pinners. So what I want you to do is create 10 to 20 boards. If you can do 20, that's awesome. At least do 10. I've started off with, how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 that I started with, and basically we're just going to go through and repin other people's pens to make us more attractive to potential followers. So let me walk you through the few boards that I did do. You're going to want 10 to 20 boards with at least 20 pins starting in each board. And it's important that you do not link back to your eBay items to start, because when we start to link back to eBay items, we want to do that when we've accumulated some followers so that they see those pins showing up in their feed. So this is what I came up with, and what I'm trying to do is target people that are interested in clothes. And I think another thing that you should know is that 80% of the people on Pinterest are female. If you're selling male products, it doesn't mean you're not going to sell them. It doesn't mean people aren't going to click on them, because you have moms that are on Pinterest that are buying things for their husband and for their boys and for things like that. So they still are buyers. but you may not sell as much. It doesn't mean that it's not worth it. If I was selling power tools, I would still somehow try to get on Pinterest because of the sheer volume of traffic and visitors that Pinterest has. So, having in mind that I want to attract people that are going to potentially purchase clothes, I came up with fashion infographics. And as I mentioned before, infographics are a big one. I'll walk you through a few of these, and then we're going to create a board from scratch, and I'll show you how I did it. So I just, did a basic search for infographics for fashion. I found ones that were popular, and I put those in there. I have inspirational fashion quotes that's full of pins. I have shoes I adore, and then maybe that's something. I know that this sounds really, what's the word? Fruity, I guess. I'm just trying to target females that will potentially purchase clothes. This is another thing. I labeled this pretty things that glimmer, and this is all jewelry. Do-it-yourself fashion. This is very Etsy-like, again, the reason I'm doing that is because people search for do-it-yourself things all the time on Pinterest, and that will attract people. And then I put confidence in makeup, where this is just makeup tutorials and things like that. That's what I came up with, in the past hour. It takes a little bit of time to do it, but we're going to create a board right now. And just to show you, it's been an hour maybe. I've accumulated 2 followers just by creating this board. These 2 people are following boards of mine that they just happened to find on Pinterest, and that happened in just, I guess, maybe an hour and a half. So it goes to show that even without having original content, you can still accumulate followers by having an interesting account, and we're already targeting our potential buyers already without actively seeking followers, which we'll do in the future. So let's get started with a board. So now we're going to create a board from scratch, and again, we're trying to appeal to our target audience that would buy women's clothing. So we're just going to click on the create a board icon in the bottom left hand corner. For this one, I'm going to do nails, so I'm going to type pretty nails. Again, I'm trying to attract females that would purchase items. I'll fill in the description in a minute. I'm going to see what kind of pins are out there and then come back and make sure that description is relevant. Make sure you pick a category. I guess fashion, women's fashion would fit this best because there's going to be nail designs. And we're just going to create the board. It's pretty nails, not nail. Okay, so we're just going to go in the search box and type in nails. And what I'm looking for is pins that have a record of being repinned and liked. In the bottom left-hand corner, the first number is the amount of times that this pin has been repinned by other people, and the second one is how many times it's been liked. So let me click on this to sort of blow that up for you. This has been repinned 4,000 times, and it's been liked 600 times. So this is something that people are interested in. So I would come over here, click on the red pin it button, select pretty nails. For the description, you want it to be rich in keywords. If it's been repinned and liked that many times, chances are that they did a pretty good job of the image and the description. If you want to take the time to add 3 hashtags to sort of help you along the way, we'll get into hashtags a little bit more when you're pinning your own products. That will certainly help if you have the patience to do that. But just for the sake of time, I'm going to go through and see if I can knock a few of these out for you. You want at least 20 pins for each board. This has been repinned 1,300 times. That's a good one for pretty nails. And I'm just going through here and looking at engagement. I'm more concerned about the numbers, and after I've looked at the numbers and determined that it's a pin that's been shared a bunch of times, I then go and peek at the picture to make sure the picture is relevant and immediately click on the pin it button and add it to that board. This is time consuming, but I can assure you it's worth it to set this up and to get your account seated so that we acquire those followers that we need, that will see your eBay items and potentially reshare that to all their followers, and you sort of have a viral effect. So just go through these pins and look at the amount of engagement that's going on there and add them to your board one at a time. So this may be a good time for you to pause the video and go ahead and get that account seated. Again, do not post your eBay items. Try to get into the head of your buyer. If you were someone that wanted to purchase the items that you're selling, what else would you be into? And kind of go from there. and definitely take the time to do this. All right. So I've paused the video and just came back to you. I've gotten 27 pins in my pretty nails. The first thing I want to do is change the cover. Only this shows on the board. You get this small square, so you may want to be selective with which cover photo you choose. See how that's cut off? I want something that's going to fit really well. Like that one kind of looks well. But you want something that's going to fit in that square, so when people are searching, they see something that's appealing and they may follow your entire board, which can be beneficial. And we'll also go through and edit that description. And some do-it-yourself, women's fashion, save changes, and yep, that's what we're gonna do. So we need 10 to 20 of those, and we will start to accumulate some followers. So I'm going to show you how to accumulate some followers. If you were to just continue to repin things to those boards that you've put out to seed your account, over time you will accumulate followers that way, but I'm going to show you a way to speed up that process pretty significantly. And essentially we're going to do that by following people and engaging with the Pinterest community. And we're going to start by looking for pinners that are pinning items that we are going to sell. And let's say as an eBay seller, I sell a lot of shoes, so I'll start with shoes. And we're going to click on the pinners tab. And I'm going to look for people that pin shoe related items that have a lot of followers, and we have a lot of them here. This one is called Shoe Lover. She's got over 3,000 followers, and if you notice, she's following 8,000. That goes to show that she followed people first to then accumulate the followers that she has. And this is also a good sign for us because these people obviously followed back. And what I'm going to do is sort of target my audience by looking for female pictures because I'm selling ladies' clothes, and I'm simply going to follow them. After I've followed, I also want to open up their account by right-clicking and clicking Open Link in New Tab. And I'll show you why in a second. So we're going through and following, and I'm occasionally going to open up the link in another tab. There's a girl, there's a girl. Be very specific as to who you're following. I don't want this guy to follow me back. He's not going to buy women's shoes, so I'm sort of going to avoid him. So after I've opened up their name in a new tab, we're going to come over to their name and look at their pins. And I'm looking for things that I can repin. This one I don't see. That there's foot fetish. I guess this is going to be shoes, and it is. So I would just take this, pin it, find the board that it would fit on, which is Shoes I Adore. So this person got one notification that I followed them and another one that I repinned. If you look in the upper right hand corner, I'm accumulating followers already. So we'll come over to this one. This is nails. I have a board about nails. I'll just pick one. We'll pin this. I'll stick this in my pretty nails board. Boom. She just got a notification that I followed her and I repinned her pin. This is another one. Let's see if she's got anything that I can repin. I'm not seeing anything right off the bat. Since I can't repin her stuff, I'm going to comment. Let's see, I wish... I would do this, LOL. That's awesome. And we'll go ahead and comment on that. Come over here, I looked at this. I don't see anything off the bat. So we're just going to basically go through and follow people, and I do it in batches. So here's a bunch of females that I would want to target, and then I'm going to again right click and shoot them over into another tab and continue to go right down the line here for people that I think would be interested in my products. I accidentally clicked on her profile. That's fine though. So we'll follow her. And again, I'm going to find things that are relevant to my boards. And right there, I don't see anything specifically. She's pretty broad. And we're just going to go through and do this. You can follow up to 300 people an hour, I think. I know it appears kind of spammy. I can tell you I have 14 Pinterest accounts. I built them all up in this manner. It is effective in getting followers. I've not been banned. I've not had any negative repercussions as far as Pinterest is concerned for yelling at me for following a bunch of people. Just do it sparingly. I would follow under 200 people at a time. And then from there, come back to it and kind of let things chill out so that you're not going absolutely crazy. Here's another one. Let's see if I can find something that I can repin. There's do-it-yourself. I do have a fashion do-it-yourself pin board, so maybe there's something in here that is good, that will fit in the fashion do-it-yourself. And this takes time, so I'm going to pause you and kind of go through and follow some people here. I did start a little bit before I did this, so I've accumulated a few. And there's a fashion. So we're going to pin this to DIY fashion, pin it, close that out. And just to show you that this is effective, I really haven't been doing it that long. I just started. I followed 220. I've already gotten 6 followers. I've had accounts that have a 30% follow back, which is pretty substantial. So for every 1,000 people I follow, I'll get 300 followers in exchange. Make sure that you are commenting on pins, as well as repinning and following. Be very specific as to who it is that you are following. I'm targeting females that I want to sell clothing to. So as I'm going through, I'm looking for pictures of females, and I also want active Pinterest users, people that are in the community, that are repinning and have boards, and that are kind of into Pinterest because they spend more time on it and they're more likely to follow you back. So I'm not blindly just going through and following random people. We're targeting people in our niche that we could potentially sell to in the future. And by doing this, you're going to amass a following. It does take time. It certainly is not something that's going to happen, like that. But after 30 days and you have 2,000 followers, you could get, somewhere between 50 and 100 clicks over to your eBay product just by pinning one product. So, this is very effective, and hopefully you're selling off of eBay and you can shoot them over to your web page, and this is an amazing source of traffic. So, at this stage you may want to pause the video and go through and follow, comment, like, and from there start amassing those followers. And we are going to go over a few other ways to get your products out there. And another great way to get some followers and a good way to be recognized on Pinterest is collaboration boards. And as you accumulate followers, people are going to invite you to add to their boards. Now here's an example of an invitation here. You really want to accept invitations on boards that have a lot of followers and that and it's relevant to your niche. I may or may not accept this invitation to post to this board, even though it has far more followers than I have to my regular account. I'll give you an example here of an account that I've built up. This is a collaboration board. This one has 11,000 followers. From experience, when I pin to boards of this size, you generally get somewhere between 100 and 200 clicks, depending on how good that pin is. And we'll get into pinning quality pins in just a minute when we go over the part where you're advertising your eBay items. So do this sparingly. Don't accept every single person that sends you an invitation. Make sure that it's relevant to your niche, and make sure that it already has a decent amount of followers. This is something I'm probably going to have to think about, because I don't like it that it only has 488 followers. That's not a whole lot. But when you are contributing to these boards, your name is being thrown out there to a lot more people, and you will amass more followers as a result of that. Another thing you can do is allow other people to contribute to your boards that you've created. So you would just click on the board and then click on Invite Pinner. And I'm going to build this account over time, guys. And if you are an eBay seller and and you're interested in collaborating on one of these boards, just reach out to me. At the very end of this tutorial, I'm going to give you my contact information, and I'll be more than happy to add you as a pinner to these boards. Obviously right now it's a very small account because it's only several hours old, but over time I'm pretty sure that this is going to accumulate a decent little following as long as I maintain this account. So definitely take part in collaborations, do so sparingly, and and just don't go crazy with inviting a ton of people, and don't go crazy with accepting every single invitation that you get. You're going to get more invitations over time. Make sure that it's very niche related, so that it has a lot to do with what it is that you're selling, and you want it to have a lot of followers. And another thing too that I would do if I were you, where's it at? Once you go up to the board, click on the followers, and we're going to make sure that they're not bots. People buy followers and they're fake accounts. Like, all these are real followers. I can tell already because of the profile picture. So this is a legitimate board, and that's a good sign. So always take the time to look at the board to make sure that they're real human beings and it's not a bot and someone didn't just pay, to have several thousand people follow them. So now we're at the part that you should be excited about, and that is getting traffic to your products. It's the entire reason you created your Pinterest account in the first place, and it is why you are watching this tutorial. So we're going to jump into that right now. I would not get started with posting your products till you've at least had 200 followers, 100 followers. If you have a ton of stuff that you're going to put out over and over again, it's not going to kill you to start now, but it would probably be in your best interest to accumulate some followers first, so that you can actually get some clicks for your effort as you're putting them out onto Pinterest. So the first thing that you're going to want to do if you have your own URL, and I can't drive this home enough, that I really, really, really encourage you to have your own website. And this is just one of the reasons why you should have it, but you would come in here, put in your domain, and click on Verify Website. And if you look below this video, there's a link to a plugin for WordPress that'll speed up that process for you. If you're not on WordPress, they're going to give you a little snippet of code, and I think you stick it underneath the header in your HTML. But the plugin that I provided for you, if you're a WordPress user, should be very, very easy to get verified. And the reason you want to get verified is you're going to get that check mark underneath your profile image that shows that you do have a verified web page and you're not some imposter posting just random stuff. And you also have the option to upload rich pins. And I'm going to put a link to this as well below this video. And basically what a rich pin is it's an enhanced pin. And for instance, when your products are online, your rich pin will include real-time pricing, availability, and where to buy. Pinners will also get notifications when product pins that they've added drop in price. So they're more interactive. The headers are, the heading is bold, and it's just a nice looking pin that that's going to get you more traffic. They're larger in search results, and it's going to make you look more professional. So if you don't have your own web page, it's not a big deal. You're still going to get traffic. People are still going to go to your eBay store, but you're gonna miss out on a lot of the benefits that you would have if you register your own domain and point users to your website versus pointing them to eBay's website. In the future, you'll probably receive an email in the next upcoming week or so, and that will have a link to a tutorial on how I create WordPress stores. It's relatively inexpensive. All you really are paying for is web hosting and your URL. It's not like Shopify where you're paying a $30 monthly fee, so you're literally building these things up from nothing. And after that, it's yours. It's your domain, and they're your customers. And I really think that you should go in that direction. So keep an eye open and look out for those emails that you will be receiving in the next few weeks from me. And at the very end of this tutorial, I'm going to show you some contact details to where you can reach out to me if you need to get a hold of me for anything. But make sure that this is verified. Very important. If you have a domain verified, if not, you're just going to do your eBay URL, which I think is stores.ebay.com/ whatever your store is. And again, you're still going to get traffic. It's not as beneficial. So now we're going to create a board for your eBay business or whatever business that you're promoting. And we're going to do that by clicking on Create a Board. For this one, I'm going to advertise shoes, so I'm going to put thrifty, upscale, footwear. And then under the description, I'll put quality pre-owned shoes at affordable prices. Here you will find Dansko, Clark, SAS, Tripod, Salvador Ferragamo, and many more. And I'm doing this for keywords. So if people type in these brand names, this board will come up if they're searching in boards. And what kind of board is this? This is a products. And then we're going to do create board. Now, eBay makes this very easy for us. There's a lot of things on YouTube on how to how to quickly pin, but people are missing something that's very simple. If you come here and just click on this P that eBay already has built in, click on that, it's going to come up with hashtags and everything for you. There they are. All we have to do is select the correct category and click pin it. Now we're going to do something a little bit different though. I do want to see it. Yep, there it is. Now this is what we're going to do that's a little bit different. I'm going to take this brand and copy it. And I'm going to come over to my store. This isn't my store. This is an example. We're going to visit the store and I'm going to go to search. And in the search field, I'm going to paste in that name. Now, this can be anything. I could have put heels. I could have put the size. If I'm attracting people that are size 7.5, I could do the brand. But the thing is I want to link to a search. And the reason for that is if I link directly to these shoes, look, there's already bids on them. They're going to sell. The shoes will be sold. And the people on Pinterest a year from now, when they're repinning this, are going to be linked to a dead page. I want to link them to a page that's going to be active all the time. And this is how we're going to do it. So I've copied that URL. Let me just go over that one more time. So what I've done is I've done a search in the store for 9 West. I clicked on search and I've copied that up top. And we've taken that and I'm going to paste it here in search. So it's just Control V or right click and go down to paste. And then we're going to save the changes. And I'll show you what that does in just a second here. So let's head on back to our profile. We'll go down to Thrifty Upscale Footwear. So if our users go to this image and they click the image again, it's going to take them to a search result in the store. And this, as I said before, this is going to stand the test of time and people aren't going to be linked over to dead images. And, you know, basically you want to do this on a daily basis. You want to consistently link your items over. It's also very important that you have really nice product images. This is a great image. This is something that's shareable. This is something that's eye-catching. You can also head on over to Pixlr.com. That was a program, or I'm sorry, that website that I showed you in the beginning, where you can add text and do all kinds of things to it to make it more appealing. I recommend taking the time to do that because it's just going to, you know, cause more people to like and share it and comment underneath it and basically send more people to your store. But that's how easy it is. And you want to do this consistently. Do it every single day. Take an hour of your day and feed your Pinterest account with your items and with other shareable content on the other boards. Now, I put this in Thrifty Upscale Footwear, but you know what? This also will fit very well in my other one, Shoes I Adore. I can stick it there too. And we'll pin it in that. Don't go too crazy with the repins. I would spread it out so you initially pinned it in your board that you have that's just your store items, and then I would let maybe an hour go by, maybe let a day go by, and then repin that into another board that it will fit into. And that essentially is how you link over your eBay items. You're just clicking on that pin it button in the eBay description, and I can sit here and do this relatively quickly. And what I love about it is they fill everything out for you. I mean, they're already putting your hashtags, they put in the title, and you basically just need to select the board and click pin it, and that's the quickest way to do individual items. Now let's get into some other pins that are perhaps more shareable than just product images. In addition to pinning one-off products, it's important to know that pictures that are infographics or pictures that are collages seem to do a lot better than individual products in terms of sharing. And that's really what you want to do. You want a link to a search in your store to go viral on Pinterest. You want it to be reshared 100 times over the next year and have that picture bouncing all over the internet, redirecting people back to your store. So it may be worth your time and effort to make an infographic in your image editor, or make a collage in an image editor, and have that on your Pinterest account so that it can be shared. Here's an example. This is probably one that I would do. This was done 66 times. I mean, looking at this, obviously it's going to take some time. I'm not going to go over to Pixlr and do this in front of you because it would take me probably 3 hours to accomplish this. But I would take the time to go in and type something that's similar to your niche, followed by the word infograph, and that'll give you some ideas. And you could use your pictures from your store to create these. You could absolutely use these to create these. And just sort of copy and paste things over, add your text, and you want a nice long image. And these images can be 736 by 5,000. That's a huge image. And when users come to that image through search or when they're going over boards, that long infograph is going to stick out to them. And I think that's why people take the time to click on it, they read it, they share it, and it will cause more traffic to come to your eBay store. Another thing that I really like to do is collages. They don't quite take as long. There's a ton of software online. There's some free software. I've done them. I just do it in Pixlr. That's pixlr.com, which is a free service, and I sort of copy and paste and clean it up. But let's see if we can find you a collage so I can show you what I'm talking about. There may not be one for shoes. So this is a perfect example of a collage right here. This can be done in Pixlr. If you have Photoshop, you could do it in that. It does take time. It is worth the effort. This simple collage is not from a huge company. It's just from a style blogger. She's already got 61 repins and 9 likes because people's eyes are drawn to it, and it's a nice clean image. And you also have lots of things that people are interested in. And I would then take a collage like this and link it back to my eBay store. And you will get more shares in the process. So just a couple ideas for you. Again, I'm not going to go into great detail on making these collages, because if I did it in front of you, it would be literally, it would take me over an hour to do it. And I'd be done, and I would essentially show you the same thing that you're looking at right here, which is, you know, just a collection of pictures put into one image. And definitely use that vertical space. You want nice long images so that people see them and they're more likely to share. And the one thing I would have done differently here too is added more text. I would have some text or something that sort of sticks out and draws attention to it as well. But you know, this is a pretty good job. It's not difficult. If you can use the eraser function in a in your imaging software, then you're good to go. You're just going to place them in there and erase around it. Maybe in the future I'll do another tutorial on infographics and collages so that you can create those pins as well. So through the miracle of time, we fast forwarded a little bit, and I'll show you what I have here. I came up with thrifty upscale footwear and designer handbags for less. These are our 2 business boards. And then we have 8 fun boards, our 8 boards that we're using to seed our account to attract our followers. And for this designer handbag, I just put designer handbags for less. Here you will find pre-owned designer quality made handbags that won't break the bank. Brands include Fossil, Mikowski, Kipling, Gucci, Vera Bradley, and many more. So I got some keywords in there. There's no need to put hashtags in your on your board title for that. And one thing that I really want you to focus on is the ratio. I have 2 that's for business and 8 that's for not. I know that I keep saying that, and I'm doing that intentionally because it's very important that you not just keep, you know, throwing products at your followers, or they're going to run away from you and you're not going to be successful. So be sure to put other you know, quality pins and things that are interesting. If it's great, pin it. If it's good, you know, take the time to like it. So that people will follow you back and really bring quality and entertainment really to your followers. And as a result, your followers will slowly increase over time, and you will, I promise you, you will amass some traffic that will go to either your eBay listings or your regular web page. Be sure that you're linking to search results and you're not linking to individual products. And the key to this, the most important thing that I can tell you, is that you need to keep up on this account. Set aside 20 or 30 minutes every single day and put 5 to 10 pens in each one. Spread it out over time. I mean, don't bombard people. Maybe not do more than 30 at a time, 30 or 40. But you want to do 5 to 10 pens in each one, and you need to do it daily. And we're also following, we're liking, we're commenting, we're doing all kinds of Pinterest things, we're staying active in the community. And if you fast forward, you know, a year from now, it wouldn't surprise me if you had 10,000 followers or more at that stage. another important thing that I think I need to say is stop following and stop with the deliberate commenting and things like that after you've gotten maybe 1,000 to 2,000 followers, because those followers are going to take your pins and repin them. More people will find you, and then you'll grow organically over time. So the key to success here is to just stay active and keep doing it. I personally have 12 or 13 Pinterest accounts, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but if you're doing this for different business models and you're trying to drive traffic for different niches, it's not a bad idea to outsource some of the monotonous work and to have someone sort of man those Pinterest accounts for you. And basically what they would do is what I've told you to do, and that's to pin in the fun categories, and then I'll come behind them and I'll pin my stuff. And you can really go crazy with this. I mean, if you can get 100,000 to 200,000 followers, I would go into, like here, the inspirational fashion quotes. I could stick a lot of these quotes on a t-shirt. And there are companies like Teespring that will print those t-shirts on demand. And if I got 200,000 followers, you better believe I'm going to sell 10 or 15 of them. And, with my profit being $10 a piece, it's $150 for one pin. And if you can build up these accounts too, you'll find that people will reach out to you and say, hey, I'd like to pay for some advertising space. How much to put this pin on that board? Because, you can get to a point where you're really, really directing traffic to people's accounts. So, stay with it. And just have some fun with it. Try to relax, because it is time consuming, but it is definitely worth it. So in this next section coming up, I'm going to go over some add-ons and a couple little tips for you that'll help you along the way. But the key here is being consistent. Keep up the good work and build your accounts. So in this part, I'm going to go over a few quick tips and tricks for you to help you along your way. The first one is connecting your social accounts. So after you've logged into Pinterest, click on that little wheel in the upper right hand corner of the screen and go down to account settings. And then from here we want to click on social networks, and you would connect here to Facebook and Twitter. When you are pinning things, you have the option to send them out onto social networks or not. If you're posting 20 or 30 items a day like I told you to, you probably do not want to shoot every single item out to your social network, or you're going to lose Facebook fans and Twitter followers. But it is a good idea to occasionally shoot those out. That way, if you can sort of cross promote your social accounts between the two platforms, and you will amass followers and clicks to links that way as well. Another awesome tool that I like to use is the Pinterest button on Chrome or Firefox. I'll go ahead and put a link in the underneath this video to this plugin. I'll do it for both Chrome and Firefox. So basically what this is one, you can pin from here. See how that pops up? I can click pin it. So if I'm out on the internet and I'm reading blogs, or I see something that I think will fit well in one of those fun boards, I can pin things quickly. Or I can go to the actual image itself and click on the Pinterest button in the upper right hand corner, and then I'll have the option to select an image and pin it. This is pretty helpful for blogs and websites that don't already have that built-in plugin for you, so that you can get things onto your Pinterest account, and that of course will help you get more followers. Another quick thing that you should be doing, if you have a blog or a website that you verified through Pinterest, you should validate your rich pins and apply them to Pinterest. And I'm going to link you to this as well below the video. So just click on that, and you would validate the URL, and then that would hook you up with a rich pin, which I had explained before. Will give you bolder titles and extra features depending on what kind of pin it actually is. Also, if you do have a blog or a web page, this pin it button that's showing up right there is a plugin. It's not because I have this installed on my browser. This is going to show up for anyone, and I'm going to link you to that plugin so that when people visit your web page, if they see an image and they hover their mouse over it, they have the option to pin it to Pinterest, and that will also will get you some links back to your web page, and you'll find that below. Another tip is to add YouTube videos to your pins, your boards. And with that plugin that I had, all I have to do is put my mouse over top of it, and I get the pin it button. Basically, I just typed in DIY clothing because I have a board that's relevant to that, and I filtered my results by view count. Obviously, the more people that are viewing it, the more interesting it is. And this one says DIY Galaxy Shorts. That'll work just fine. I'm going to click the pin button, come over here and do DIY Fashion, and then we are going to pin that video to our Pinterest account. People will spend more time on your profile. They will like the videos. You're not stealing the information from the content creators. Their ads are still going to stream, and the creators of the video is going to get a higher view count. It's a win-win situation, and your followers will definitely appreciate the videos versus just staring at blank images. I just wanted to quickly show you as well how that those videos do play in Pinterest, so they'll see it right here. And guys, I think one of the best tips I can give you is to collaborate with other eBayers. It's going to help you. I know it sounds counterproductive because everyone's products are going to be in the same board and people may or may not click on yours, but the fact of the matter is you're going to exchange followers. So if you have some friends on Facebook that sell in similar niches that you do, reach out to them and collaborate on the same board. You want to do it with people that have about the same amount of followers. And what's going to happen is you'll swap followers, and it'll help you both out. Maybe you could do specific collaboration boards that you guys are using just for that, and then you would have another board for your eBay items only. But it's definitely beneficial, and you can always stop. I mean, you could do a temporary collaboration where you're only going to do it for like a month or a week or two, but if you get together, it's going to benefit you in the same way that eBayers get together on social networks like Facebook and get into groups and give bolos and things like that. You're only going to help each other, and I think that that's probably the best tip that I can give you to help you along with your Pinterest endeavors. And that's about it for my quick tips. And if you need to get a hold of me for any reason, if you have any questions or anything for me, head over to facebook.com/hustlevideo. I'll stick a link below this video to that fan page. Just click on the message button, and from there you can get a hold of me. If you'd like, you can like the fan page as well and click on get notifications to have some videos show up in your Facebook timeline. This is my Facebook group for sellers. The Facebook group is Sellers Helping Sellers on eBay and Amazon. We're approaching 7,000 members. This is a great place to ask questions if you're new, and there's a really good community of people here that are there for you to help you out, and hopefully maybe you could help some other people out as well. Another great group that I'm an admin in is the Reseller Society. So that's facebook.com/group/the Reseller Society. This is headed up by a lot of big YouTubers. You may or may not recognize them in the picture there. So you can head on over here and add yourself to this group as well. This is a nice sized group with it's got about 4,500 members, and another great resource if you're interested in buying and selling on the eBay marketplace. I can't thank you enough for making it to the end of this Pinterest tutorial. I hope that you're able to set up an awesome account and get some followers and get some links along with those followers back to your eBay store. I hope that you have a good day, and I will see you next time.